the first to know. Nsem-Pii TV.
And the Finance Minister, Dr. Nsem-Ato eba be PMO ewo mrashe bebe fie ebe presented 2025 budget na Dr. Nsem-Ato eba be PMO hono oba ebe play smart because one enim say Ghana for I ready say also ka bibi enti say ono so am for so am ka bibi and in smart you are Ghana for ebe disappointed because on one kasa nim say the oye no enya de say ebetimi ayeye na obepie mu no ye hwa ebra odu taxes no otimi ede atu edwa say emission tax NDC amanyoko no ayi afiro se ne ye ne anim no Ghana ye introduce any emission tax be a kan ho asem but anya adwuma so emission tax be e na o se wotwam sanso e na betting tax na omanfo no ani bebre wo so say betting tax NDC amanyoko na hyebo se won ebeyi afiri ho enti e se won eyi firi ho na nokre asem ai wo mu say Ato forcing entimi ensi supi say watimi ayi betting tax no e de afiri ho na di asem e na Dr. Nsem-Ato forcing kai a ono ye say odi DCV Ghana for jenko na Paul Adom Ochire ene Dr. Gideobuako eba be piemu ewo ho a na ne twetwe nkomo jenko ne enkoye no krasem a ewo de Ato forcing kai nim eno krase wotwa betting tax mu anase ontwe jenko na yenkoti
insurance. Rather, they are imposing a tax because there is tax exemption on all non-life insurance. Now they are taking away the tax exemption, okay, that President Akufo-Addo placed on all non-life insurance. They are taking it away to let people who are going for non-life insurance to pay, and then they are excluding the motor vehicle insurance. But it was not there. It is not something people pay. Rather, it was not paid together with other things, all the other non-life insurance. You are saying that you're going to impose tax on the non-life insurance, excluding the motor vehicle. But we are saying that, Mr. Minister, there is no VAT as we speak on motor vehicle insurance. So what are you seeking to abolish? That is also another lie that he put out. Then the next thing that has generated controversy is the 10% withholding tax on lotto winnings. You see, Paul, the Income Tax Amendment Act 2023, Act 1096. Okay, the Income Tax Amendment Act 2023, Act 1096 comes with some taxes. In there, we have some taxes that are under the Gaming Commission, and we have another that is under the Ministry of Finance. So we have the betting tax, which is the 10% betting tax, sport betting tax. And then we have the 20% gross gaming tax on gross gaming revenue. And then we have the 10% withholding tax on lotto winnings under the National Lottery Authority. The confusion that Ato Forcing created in the budget, either deliberate or he did that unwittingly. If it was deliberate, and I'll come to show you why I think it is deliberate. You know, naturally, Ato Forcing has never been in support of the scrapping of the betting tax. He calls it a sin tax, and so we must put it in. He comes to Parliament to read the budget and say, Mr. Speaker, we will abolish the 10% withholding tax on lotto winnings into brackets betting tax. You are talking about two different things in one sentence. Which of them does he technically mean to abolish? Is he suggesting as the Minister for Finance that he doesn't know that there's a difference between the 10% withholding tax on lotto winnings and the 10% sport betting tax? Is that the case? Is the minister saying he doesn't know the difference?
Are there different taxes?
There are two different taxes. There are two different tax handles.
Passed by Parliament separately
exactly.
or at the same time? Or
under one act, but two different lines. So there's a 10% withholding tax on lotto winnings. That is there. And there's a 10% betting tax. The 10% betting tax is what we all know.
As sports betting.
NPP said, Baumia said, we will scrap that. Mahama also said they will scrap.
Yes.
So we were all thinking that if the minister was going to abolish the betting tax, he will be explicit
on it
in saying that we will abolish the 10% sport betting tax. He didn't say that. He went to lay emphasis on the 10% withholding tax on lotto winnings, which is different from the betting tax, and then he puts into bracket betting tax. So he creates a confusion.
No, so the 10% on lotto earnings, has that been implemented?
Never at all.
Oh, that's confusing.
That is never implemented. But that is what the minister stresses.
No, but we don't understand that.
Point,
we don't get it.
Exactly. It is like saying something and you put another in inverted commas. The one in inverted commas is not what you mean. Is that not the case? So he says that we will abolish the 10% withholding tax on lotto winnings, which has never been implemented at all. Then he says into brackets betting tax. Which one?
So he's suggesting to the general public and to Parliament that reference to lottery, 10% of lottery winning is the same as reference to betting tax.
That is why he's saying.
That's what he's suggesting to us.
That is not the case.
That's false?
Yes, false. That is why
Technically
today when I raised it on Joy, the lady was saying that Joy FM even agreed with me.
Yeah, they did a fact check. They said you were right.
The two are not the same.
So that the 10% on lottery has not been implemented.
Never at all.
So there's no point abolishing it.
There's no point. So
it doesn't exist.
That is why Dr. Amin was saying that, look, if what you mean by betting tax is the 10% withholding tax on lotto winners,
then we have
never implemented that at all.
But if you mean the sports bet,
then
that we have implemented.
We agree with you.
And you can come to Parliament and change it.
That is the point.
But he doesn't seem to be talking about that.
No.
Could it be sort of an error?
He's trying to be smart. And the reason why I say he's trying to be smart is that all the taxes he's seeking to abolish, he mentioned about 10 acts or so that he's coming to Parliament with to seek amendments. All the taxes he seeks to abolish found themselves within those 10 acts he's bringing to Parliament to abolish. The act that gave birth to the 10% sport betting tax is the Income Tax Amendment Act 2023, Act 1096. He never mentioned that.
He didn't bring that up for amendment.
He didn't bring that for amendment. So if indeed he means to abolish the 10% sport betting tax, why is he not going to Parliament with the act that gives birth to that tax to amend that? Because he mentioned them, he gave a chronology of them, 10 of them. He mentioned 1, 2, 3, up to 10, Mr. Speaker. These are the bills or the acts I'm bringing to Parliament to seek amendment to cause me to impose this tax or abolish this tax. Of the 10 amendments he's seeking to submit to Parliament to seek amendments for the abolition of the taxes, the Income Tax Amendment Act that gave birth to the betting tax did not find itself there. So it raises a lot of questions. So we are all
So when the young men after the Vox Pop by radio are jubilating on the street that betting tax is gone, they have to wait.
So today as we speak, in all fairness, I want the betting tax to go quickly. Today as we speak, in the budget that was presented by the finance minister and the acts he is submitting to Parliament to seek amendment for the cancellation or scrapping of taxes, the sport betting tax is not part of it. It is not part of it. Nobody should deceive him or herself.
Really interesting.
It can be an afterthought that tomorrow they will bring it. But as we speak, as per the budget that was presented by the finance minister today, the acts is presented to Parliament to seek amendments to scrap some taxes or impose some taxes. They don't include what will enable him to abolish the 10% sport betting tax. If it comes to Parliament tomorrow with it, so be fine. So be it. But as we speak, that is not included. But we all want that to go. And so we are drawing his attention that rather what he focused on, the 10% withholding tax on lotto winning, is not the same as the sport betting tax he seeks to abolish.
As he told Parliament. And the 10% on lotto has not been implemented.
Not at all. So it is better for him to clarify. Nobody begrudges him. It is better for him to clarify and come with that. Then on the taxes they have introduced, I've heard them say that, he had a smart way to make up for the revenue shortfalls. And the smart way he's going to do that is the tax refund account that he says is going to reduce from 6% to 4%. And I heard him say that is going to save the taxpayer some cost. Jesus Christ, that is never true. The tax refund act, what is it? Government says that every year, all the non-oil revenues I collect, I will earmark 6% of that into a certain account, such that if people come to file for tax refund, I'll go to that account, dip my hands into it, and take some to pay them. If at the end of the year, how much tax refund application that come to government is not up to the amount, the remaining amount comes to the consolidated fund and government spends it. And now he says that instead of doing 6%, I'd rather take 4% of the non-oil revenue into that account to use it to pay tax refund account. It is government money. It is government money that it spends all the time, revenue. So this is no ingenuity. It doesn't save government any amount. It is money that you say that every month when I take my salary, I'll put 5 Ghana cedis aside in case demands from the family come. Then I'll use it to pay. Then today you are saying that, oh, these days demands from family don't even come regularly. So instead of 5 cedis every month, I'm making it 3 cedis. Then you tell me that the 2 cedis that you have is a gain to you. It is your money anyway that you're supposed to spend. Government can decide that I won't even have the tax refund account. Anything is in the consolidated fund. If people file for tax refunds, then I will pay to them. There is no ingenuity anywhere. So he is not replacing or plugging the hole that has been created by the tax cuts with that. In any case, that is just about 3.8 billion. The tax cuts are far more than that. Rather, what he has done is that he is scrapping 3 taxes and replacing them with 4 new taxes. And people are not paying attention because as he was reading, where he was scrapping the taxes, he listed all of them together. So when he mentions them, they all sink and gets into your ears. But the ones he's introducing, he will put one in page 1, go to page 10, put another one, go to page 15, put another one. So you are not likely to follow it. But these are the taxes he's introducing. 1, he is introducing the growth and sustainability levy. Already, there's a growth and sustainability levy that is charged on the mining companies and those things by 1%. He says that he's increasing that to 3%. Then also, the sunset clause suggests that levy should come to end this year. Atufosi says he's extending it from 2025 to 2028. That is 2.
What clause? What's that clause?
The sunset clause.
Sunset clause.
Exactly.
What kind of tax is that?
You know, the growth and sustainability levy is supposed to end this year. When Finance Minister Kenofurata brought it, he said after 2025, we will be done with exactly what we want to do. So we will not implement that again. Now, Atufosi says...
He's continuing it.
Atufosi says he's extended it.
How is that tax collected? Who pays it?
It's the mining companies.
Oh, it's also still on the mining companies. Okay.
So then again, he is seeking to impose special import levy. Okay, special import levy from 2005 to 2008. Remember when President Akufo-Addo came, he removed the special import levy.
What is it? What does it charge?
It's charged on imports.
Any imports? Any and every?
There's a category of items. They said they were going to reduce import duties. Today they are charging. And throughout the budget, we never heard anything about reduction in import duties. Then again, they are charging non-life insurance. Okay, they are charging a tax on non-life insurance. Rather, what they are seeking to do is remove the VAT exemption, because President Akufo-Addo placed VAT exemption on all non-life insurance. All. Now they are saying they are going to charge, so they are taking away the exemption. So in effect, they are introducing 4 new taxes, scrapping 3. If you add the lotto, that was 0 rated by President Akufo-Addo that they want to bring. If you want to add that one, it means they are introducing 5 taxes in the budget, scrapping 3, adding 5 to make way for the revenue shortfall. So if they say that they are going to make for the revenue shortfall
from e-levy especially.
Yeah, revenue shortfall from e-levy, from the betting tax if they do, and then also from the 1.5 withholding tax on gold exports. Okay, 3 taxes, and they are introducing 5. When President Akufo-Addo removed or abolished 17 different taxes in 2017, not a single tax was introduced in that year. Not one. Akufo-Addo removed 17.
Did they talk about? I'll be coming to you. Text
One.
messages. Get ready. I'll be coming to you soon. Did they talk about e-levy? Did I say e-levy? 24-hour economy.
Paul, it's interesting. You see, the 24-hour economy was the cornerstone of their campaign. President Mahama delivered a State of the Nation address. We never heard anything comprehensive about the 24-hour economy. The finance minister has come to Parliament, delivered the budget. We've never heard anything comprehensive about the 24-hour economy. All of them deferred. The minister said, when the president said, when finance minister comes, he says, we will bring a policy. Look, it's all hoax. They just deceive people. Today you hear, it is not compulsory. Tomorrow you hear another thing. The jobs that throughout this budget, did you hear any line properly so designated for job creation? No. No novelty, no ingenuity. The budget actually lacked plan. Okay? So I don't know what exactly the finance minister was seeking to do. Look at what he said. There's going to be quarterly adjustment of electricity tariffs.
Quarterly.
So
we're going up.
Every 3 months, he's going to increase electricity tariffs. This is what the finance minister said today. Quarterly adjustment of electricity tariffs. So I want Ghanaians to take their time, pay attention to what he said today. And you realize that, look, it's going to be messy. It's going to be total messy. Quarterly adjustment of electricity tariffs in this country. Every 3 months. It's just like we've done with the deregulation of fuel prices. Every now and then, there's a pricing window, and then they come and they say one thing or the other. Quarterly adjustment of electricity prices in this country. You didn't hear anything about infrastructure? Okay? Now he says even GET Fund. They are going to uncap GET Fund and finance free SHS through GET Fund. But Paul, you know very well, you know the GET Fund Act. Basically, GET Fund is for infrastructure.
Yeah.
GET Fund is basically for infrastructure. What then happens to schools under trees? What then happens to education infrastructure in our schools? But
where was free SHS being financed from?
Free SHS was funded from the annual budget funding amount.
So why can't they do that? Why are they going to?
It's as simple as that. Why do you want to touch GET Fund? Akufo-Addo, for 8 solid years, funded free SHS from government national budget, the annual budget funding amount, without a problem. Even when there was COVID and Russia and Ukraine, President Akufo-Addo said, because there is global crisis and challenges, I'm no longer staying committed to free senior high school. Today, you say you want to fund free SHS through GET Fund. Then what becomes of GET Fund's core responsibility for providing education infrastructure in this country? Look, the guys are going to mess up with things. They simply cannot get it, and they just want to put their hands on anything, and then come to anything. Now you heard him say he's going to increase the cost of gas to power producers. Okay, increase the cost of gas to power producers and some private companies, Car Power and Do. If you increase the cost of gas that Ghana Gas supplies to Car Power,
the electricity tariff will go up.
Electricity prices will go up. Electricity prices will go up. These are the effects of the words the finance minister mentioned today. Why is government seeking to increase gas prices to companies that are giving us electricity? So if I'm the one producing electricity...
But what's the point? Are we selling the gas too cheap?
I don't understand. And you increase the price to them. You're telling them to pass on the cost
through
to the
PURC.
Exactly, to the consumer.
PURC may block it.
To the consumer. That is
PURC
why
have power to block it, don't they?
We will see. That is why they are saying there will be quarterly adjustment of electricity prices. So these are the things we need to pay attention to as a country and see what the plan is. How can you preach about austerity. They are talking about austerity, cutting this, but in practice, it's extravagance. You are seeking more appropriation than what the government that you said was a big government is seeking.
That's a big story that we have to stay with.
No creativity in the budget, and the figures they have put across. Primary balance figures, computation that is wrong, using all kinds of arrests that do not find expression in the definition of the primary balance, and figures that have not been verified. And the minister said something. He said that total expenditure as a percentage of revenue for 2024 was 26%. And that he is going to do total expenditure as a percentage of revenue of 20%.